Hi, I'm Hani Gamal. I'm the creator of Classical Guitar Essentials courses, and in this video I'm going to go into details of the first part of the series, which is Classical Guitar Essentials, the Beginners Part 1. So if you haven't signed up for my course or any of my courses yet, this is the first part where everything starts on how to learn the guitar. So the first thing, of course, we're going to learn is the different parts of the guitar, like the neck, the strings, the headstock, the tuning keys, and all the different parts of the guitar, which is common between the classical and the acoustic and, of course, the electric guitar. But the focus here, or the main focus here, of course, is the classical guitar. Then I explain the names of the strings. It's very important to know the names of the strings, which letter, so you can tune the strings properly. And I teach you the famous sentence, elephants and donkeys grow big ears, which is the names of the strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Once you memorize this, I will teach you how to tune the strings by using an application. A free application. Then we come to something which is really essential. In my opinion, this is one of the most important things that will make your life a lot easier during your journey, which is how to sit properly with the classical guitar. I know this is something might feel or might sound silly. It's like everyone knows how to sit with the guitar. Well, actually, no. You can see how I'm sitting right now. It's not like the casual way. The casual way is when you play like this or you hold the guitar like this. See or look how the fingerboard or the neck of the guitar is so low. It's right about here. However, when you sit with the classical guitar posture, see how it's on almost my eye level. This will make your left hand more steady. It will force you to play with the tip of the fingers. So when you play this note on the second string, the first string underneath it can still sound clearly. However, if you're playing like this or holding the guitar like this and you play this note, probably the first string, I'm not making this up, honestly. Okay, you have to push your fingers or your hand a little bit more so the guitar or the first string can sound clearly. But this comes naturally when you're holding the guitar like this. So I give you a few guidelines on how to sit properly with the guitar from the beginning, so you get used to it. It will feel awkward a little bit in the beginning, to be honest, but once you get used to this posture, you will not go back to the old one or the casual one. Then we get to know the names of the fingers on the right hand and the left hand. The right hand are P, I, M, A, and the left hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is what we're going to use during the whole series. So the right hand is letters, the left hand is numbers. And then we start playing your first technique, which is the rest stroke, or how to properly play with the right hand. No left hand yet. So I'll give you the first technique, which is how to play the strings. And at the same time, we start a little bit reading the sheet music, just the open strings in color notes. Usually it's not colorful, it's black, but so your eyes get used to the notes quickly. I colored them with 3 colors, so you know each color is different string. No, it's kind of childish, but it works. And then we get to the left hand and how to play the notes on the first string. The first string open, you played it in the open strings exercises. And then we go to the first string notes, which is the F and the G, and how to play and how to just getting used or familiar with pressing on the frets, not buzzing like this. this will happen in the beginning. And again, it's just very simple exercises to get used to reading the sheet music. And then we go to the second string by itself. Same thing. So you learn, now you know 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with these 6 notes, we get to play, first we practice these 2 notes, or these 2 strings notes, the 6. And then we get to play your first tune, which is Jingle Bells and German folk song. That's 2 folk tunes. Then we go to the third string notes, and the third string notes are just 2 notes, the open G and the A. Now you know 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you've been following me or you have a music ear, you know there's something wrong with the last notes. It should be to get the sound of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. However, we're not getting to the sharps or the flat because this is an F sharp. So we're not studying the accidentals yet. We're just keeping everything simple. Again, this is one of the advantages of the course, is I don't like say everything in the same lecture. I give you what you need to know in order for you to play faster. And then we get to a new rhythm. We haven't discussed the rhythm a lot, or just a few notes, like the 1 beat, the quarter notes, the 2 beats, the half note, and the whole note, which is the 4 beats. Then we get to the 8th note, which is half a beat, this is the 1 beat. And then we get to play. And we combine everything we learned so far, which is the 8 notes on the 3 strings and the 8th note, and playing two additional tunes, which is Happy Birthday and Good King Wenceslas. And some of the pieces here and some of the exercises will have a backing track, so it sounds like music right from exercise 1 when I play with you, or you can download the backing track and practice with it. Then we switch gears, and instead of playing with the index and the middle finger, we start playing with the thumb and teaching you the open bass strings, which is the E and the A and the D. And to get to play these notes by themselves as an open strings, there will not be any notes on the bass strings in the first course or the first part. And once you get used to the technique of the thumb, we start combining the bass strings with the triple. So you have which is basically adding another voice. Instead of just playing on the triple strings, it sounds kind of flat. Now we're adding just a bass or a background or a second voice to your playing, so you get something like that, just to add depth to your playing. All this in the first course. We still in the like halfway through the first course. Then we get to play yet another folk song, which is Home on the Range, and introducing something called the tie, something in the notes, just to make the note longer. After that, we get to something called the dynamics, or the dynamic signs, which is how to play soft, how to play moderate soft, how to play moderate loud and play loud, and what are the signs and the letters for the piano and the forte. After that, we get to the 4th string notes. You learned previously or in the course the 6th, the 5th, and the 4th string open. Now we're going to focus on the 4th string and the notes on the 4th string. Again, you already know by that time you know the D note or the fourth string note, so we're just adding 2 more notes. You can see how am I gradually approaching the notes. I don't just give you all the notes and you have to memorize them. I've seen not a lot of books, it just give you the first string notes, the second string notes, the third string, the fourth string, the fifth string, the sixth string, and they expect you to memorize all this. It doesn't work. I tried it myself, it didn't work. I have to give you 1 or 2 notes and you practice them and you play them and you implement them in songs and exercises, and then give you 2 more notes and then 2 more notes and so on. That's what works. So by that time you've been playing, or you will play the fourth string notes and the various or the different rhythms, the whole note, half, quarter, and eighth note all together. Then we have a duet. You can play either one of the guitars. It's a piece called Camelot. So you can play the melody, or that's the first guitar. You can play that and play the backing track of the bass, or you can play the second guitar, which is the bass. So you can practice both of them, not at the same time, of course. You can play the first one and play the backing track of the second guitar, or vice versa. Finally, we get to a new rhythm, which is the dotted quarter note, which takes 1.5 beat, and I show you how you play the 1.5. Kind of tricky, but with the 3 exercises I have in the course, I show you exactly how you approach them. And finally, we get to the last piece of the course, which is lambada, the main theme of lambada, which kind of use all the notes on the 3 strings and most of the rhythms you learned in the course. At the end of the course, I give you a checklist of all the exercises we covered, so you can do a check on which one you played, on which one you skipped, and which one you're good at. And at the end of the course, I strongly suggest to you that you go back and play the exercises that you found hard at the time, and how surprisingly it become easy now, now that you advance to the end of the course. Some of the exercises you played in the beginning might feel a little bit easier now. And that's basically, and I'll give you just a few practice tips at the end. How to practice, how to make the practice a routine in your day, what to do, and how to do it. So that's basically an overview of the first part of Classical Guitar Essentials. You can see that we started from knowing nothing about the guitar, and at the end of the first course you learned most of the notes on the 6 strings and how to play 2 voices, the bass and the melody, and you played many tunes that is kind of like well known, everybody knows them. And the guitar started to make a sound. It's not just chords and just switching. You can see that I didn't come near the chords. We didn't take the C, the G, the D, E minor, nothing like this, because that's not how you approach the guitar, in my humble opinion. Most of the method starts, believe it or not, starts with the chords. Here's your first chords, and they expect you to do this, and you switch from C to G to D. That doesn't work. That doesn't work with a lot of students that they came to me from various teachers, and they were disappointed because they didn't know how to change between the chords. And I said, why are you taking chords from the beginning? Why are you taking like these hard chords? And said, that's what the teacher gave us. So anyway, that's my way, that's the method, and this is the like the bottom line of a lot of years of teaching guitar, and this is what works and give results. So if you want to really learn how to play the classical guitar, I encourage you to click on the link below the video and join if you haven't joined yet. And in the next video, I'm going to go through the second part of the series. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.